Hi, it's Roni, and welcome to my channel and to Mixed Media Frenzy, where we'll all be using the same sketch or layout, and it's this one right here, and that is one by Missy, and I picked it out. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh my goodness. Well, I do know what I was thinking, that it was beautiful. I mean, it is a gorgeous layout. But I didn't have a stencil like she did. Hers is a cut file, that's it, and she used it as a stencil. So I'm going to have to make my own. And I am cutting a heart out here, and I started to say flower, a heart. It is a heart. It is going to be the same thing as she used, only mine's just going to be cut out of paper. And then I'm going to use a stencil behind that spot right there. And this is a mandala, and it's Crafter's Workshop. And I picked the one I thought would go the best as far as not have too many empty spaces where I didn't want empty spaces. The other one had more than this one. So this one's the one that won. And I think it's a gorgeous mandala. I started out doing the lighter colors that I wanted to put on there. She has so many gorgeous colors on there. And I will leave a link to her video. And she did work with her video. I didn't work so much with mine. I was slow, and actually everything was drying out. The stuff that I started was drying out by the time I was getting to the end of what I was putting on here. So I will end up tearing my paper like in 4 places. Oh, but I'm going to still use it. I am going to stick with it, and I'm going to use it. I'm using modeling paste with some of this. Some I'm not, because that pink that you can see sticking out right underneath the layout of Missy's, it's a texture paste from Heidi Swap, and I'm just going to use it as is onto the layout. I made that one look darker in my dish, the second little batch of that. And when I put it on, I thought, man, I can't hardly tell it's darker. So I just went over the top of it with my brush with the ink. And the close to my heart ones, you can squeeze the lid and end up with ink on the lid. Well, I tried it with that Memento, and it didn't work very well. I heard a crack, so I think I might have cracked it somewhere. But we're going to have yellow anyway. And yeah, here's the Heidi Swap. And it's got kind of a, well, it says metallic on it. I don't think it really looks metallic. I think it looks more like a glow. And I had silver and I had gold also, but I wasn't wanting to use silver and gold on my layout. So I was trying to make other colors. And I used acrylic paint with this yellow to get it to work. I was going to try to do a lighter yellow and a darker one. With the 2 ink pads I pulled out, neither one would squish down good enough to get me enough ink to do it. So I just went ahead and hoped for the best using this yellow. I added the white modeling paste so it was less vibrant, and that's what I wanted. I didn't want it quite so vibrant. And then I wanted this color in 3 shades because her dress in the picture is kind of a, well, it looks blue in the picture, but it's really a teal blue, a very dark teal blue. And so I wanted to use that color in my layout, even though it's not quite that color in the picture. But I do remember that dress. She wore it a lot. And this looks really messy right now, but it will look like a heart when I pull it up. And watch close. You'll see me tear it. See, I tore it twice on top, didn't even notice it. And then when it was coming apart on the bottom, I did. So I pushed back against it so it wouldn't tear all the way down with my finger. So I got a little more on my finger, but of course my hands are usually a mess when I get down anyway. And then I glued those papers back down, but the other 2 pieces are gone. So I am just going to cover them up. That's my solution, covering up. So I will have 3 clusters. And so where she don't have one in the upper right-hand corner, I'm going to have one just so I can cover up the spot. And it did kind of squeeze out there. Well, I actually remember my palette knife going underneath the edge of it. I don't know how I managed to do that. I was trying to make sure I pulled smoothly, but it still went underneath the edge. And if I hadn't let it dry out so much before I got done, I might have been able to just wipe it up. But I'm just going to put flowers there and it won't be quite as noticeable. And some thread. I'm going to remember the thread. Missy always uses thread. I think she calls it messy thread. But I used my punch to punch out these flowers, and I did ink them in the yellow distress ink, so they're not completely white. They kind of look at it here on the video, but they're not completely white. And I use my leaf punch, which I love, and I'm kind of crinkling up the leaves so they don't lay down flat. And I did do that to the petals on the flower. I just kind of curled them on my finger so they wouldn't be quite so flat. I am going to punch some labels out. I wanted to have something for these little words to go on, and they're Dear Lizzie, and they're pretty old. I've had them a while. And I'm going to use This Is My Happy Place, and Summer is a State of Mind. I thought about using one more so I'd have 3, but then I thought, well, my title's going to be it's going to be the same color as the labels, as the little word phrases. So I think it'll be all right. I'll have it 3 places that same color. But it does match the color in the Heidi Swap texture paste. That does not have much texture. Even though it's called texture paste, it doesn't have much texture. I'm going to do a layered label here. So I'm going to, I laid it to the side. Sorry, I am doing something else at the moment. I decided to go ahead and put my photo down. It hit me. That's where it's going to be. It's going to cover up that one area where it's a mess. And, well, once I glued it down, it didn't show up quite as bad, but I'm still covering it up. And I've layered this, as I said. I use the papers. Well, the papers that were laying on my desk from the last layout. And I thought, why get something else? These will all go with the colors I'm going to be using. And so I just got out a scrap of the green. And if you look close on the stenciling, you will see there is greens that are that shade because I did the teal and the yellow and kind of smeared them together, which, I was doing literally on purpose. But I thought, well, Missy did it and it looked great. Why not try it? And I don't think it looks too bad. By the time I get done covering up most of my mistakes, it's not as bad as I thought for a second there when I was pulling off the stencil. I'm making this one to go up here on the left-hand corner, and I wanted something big enough to use. It's a Heidi Swap. I think those they're not acrylic, they're epoxy. That's it. Epoxy words. And I wanted the Totally and then Fabulous. Fabulous was on one page and Totally was on another page. And I thought, well, that would go good together. So the Totally's in the teal, so it don't show up super great in the video at all, but it does show up in person. So, but it's Totally Fabulous. And then since the Fabulous is going across that light, very light teal and just a tiny bit darker, it shows up pretty good. And see that circle around there? Well, it's down there where it was messed up too. And I went ahead and covered it up with flowers, the parts that didn't look so hot. And I thought, well, that circle's part of the circle, you can tell. Well, once I got in here and started doing the video editing, I was looking at it and I thought, well, by the time I added all the little green flowers down there, you couldn't tell it was on purpose that there was a circle there because part of it had gotten smudged a little with some of the modeling paste that was molding paste. The first package, the first thing of molding paste I had said modeling paste on it, the first little jar. And so I got in the habit of saying that because that's what it said on there. And this one that says molding paste on it. But anyway, it was a little bit messy. So I went back in and added a few more flowers. And you will see it in the photos at the end because I went ahead and took my phone with me and took pictures of them. But I didn't take my card out and stop my video. I did that once. And it said it couldn't find the clips and I had to do my whole thing over again. I tried putting my card back in and everything and it just wouldn't recognize where they were at. So I don't take it out again after I get started. But let's see where we at. I pulled these flowers out. I got them for my birthday last year. And I had a birthday at the beginning of the month and I still hadn't used them. Well, I think I used a few on one layout, but I still had quite a few and I thought, I need to use that. I got it for my birthday. I need to use that. So yeah, they're going on my layout. My little great niece got them for me and they're just so cute. And I do plan on saving a few to do a layout of her own with one of her pictures with them on there since she got them for me. Yeah, I'm making sure I take my messy tape, that cluster up on the top right. I made sure I took messy tape. Did I say that? Well, the messy thread and kind of put it around there because that's where it goes over the side of the heart, and put a flower there so it won't be quite as noticeable maybe. I hope it don't point it out because I put extra stuff there. But that was my intention, was try to put enough there that it wouldn't be as noticeable. And I'm working with the thread down here in this one. And I am going to add just a tiny bit more thread there when I go back to do that. The extra flowers, yeah. And so I'm thinking I'm done except for my sprinkles. And I'm going to use some Heidi Swap Primrose to put my sprinkles on here. And then I'll be done except for the stuff I put on there when I go back. I'm thinking I'm done anyway. See that white spot down there? It looks kind of funny because of that flower cutting off that circle. And I thought, well, I can either take the flower off or add to it. Well, the flower didn't want to come up. So I added to it. But yeah, that's it. That's my layout. And Missy's link will be down there below. So will all the other gals doing Mixed Media Frenzy this week. So be sure and check them out and see what they did with the same sketches inspiration that I had. And yeah, and if you leave a comment below, I'll get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. And those of you who already are, thank you so much. But have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Bye.